Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host, the Bridge YouTube, here to give you the quick match review, post-match reports as well. Here we go on the Chelsea versus Luton Town 3-2 game. Here we go. I can't lie to you guys, I was pulling my hairs out, bro, when it went to 3-2, and like these guys were hitting balls in there that if there were players in the box, bro, it could have been well win 3-3. But at the end of the day, man, a win is a win. And win is a win. We take them. You know what I'm saying? We need to take these wins. At the end of the day, we need to win. We need points on the board, whether they like it or not. Let's go win. By hook, by crook, by these Bandulu bad game wins. If we've got to take them at this moment in time, considering where we are, the position we are, and the points that we need on the table. Now, let's actually get into the match review where I do the quick thoughts of the game. You know, little highlights here and there. Let's get into it. So, obviously, in the first half, as you guys well know, the game started. It was a bit more topsy-turvy, one side, two side, attacking one goes that way, the other one goes that way. You know, they were starting to create a few chances themselves, but you know, we were a bit more casual compared to how we were towards the end of the game today. But you know, it was working, and then we created what I would argue to be, you know, our first goal, which is by Cole Palmer. Jackson gets the ball, runs at the thing, hits the keeper, or gets tackled, I should say, sorry, before his shot happens. He's able to retain the ball, passes it to Broha, who passes it to Palmer. Palmer hits it, literally near post, bang. So that was 1-0 Chelsea, and listen, big up Palmer. Obviously got another goal that we're going to speak about too, but like that goal for me was a very good goal. Clearly got his shooting boots on, because like literally this guy's been shooting, non-stop shooting, you know what I mean? So listen, man, fair play to him. He got his shot through, and that is what matters at the end of the day. So I want to give obviously a big ups to my guy Cole Palmer. Now moving on from Cole Palmer into the next goal, I would like to say, which happens just I think over less than 10 minutes later, by my guy Noni Madueke. And listen, bro, Madueke's goal was flipping in nuts, by the way. He gets the ball, does the little fake, left, right, then decides to go back onto his left, just shoots it, bang, straight into that top bins, near side again to him, yeah, into that net, bro. Amazing goal. You know what I mean? That was a blazing goal. He hit that in, whoosh, you know what I mean? Little menace, bit of venom in that shot, fam, you know what I'm saying? So big up to Madueke, but that was a really good goal. And the thing was, we were kind of controlling the game at that point. Yeah, our midfield was just literally dead today, but like everything else, we were controlling the game quite well with our fullbacks, with our attackers who were controlling the ball. We'll get to Jackson, of course, who I actually think had a really good game today. So hey, man, it is what it is, and big ups to the man. Man, Madueke, man, obviously got his goal, and that's how he entered really into into half time. Now post half time into the second half, it felt like we were just playing it within ourselves, a bit dead, but obviously we did get our goal. Which was via a free kick opportunity on our half. Disasi hits it quickly into Jackson. Jackson able to turn quickly into a half turn quickly, passes it into Palmer. Palmer gets 3-man, dribbles it through casually, bang, tapping into the net, and that was 3-0. And big up to Cole Palmer, man. Played well, was really good, was really effective in my opinion at times. Although, man, the short corner thing, we need to stop that, bro. That's not working at all. Let's stop the short corner thing. Let's stop putting the ball into the top bins as well, please, because that shit is not working at all. And I repeat again, at all. So please, let's stop doing that nonsense, please. Thank you very much. Now, obviously, you know, he scores that goal, it's 3-0. Then obviously they get an opportunity via a cross. Ross Barkley, you knew what was going to happen. Ross Barkley, you know, hit little habit style goal where he goes right into there. So that was literally none other than 3-1. Now, moving on to the next goal, which was actually quite interesting because they first of all hit the ball all the way to the far side via cross, and then comes back. Then Morris able to turn against Cole, I believe, passes it into his other player who crosses it. The other player comes, but Gusto sees him, but the guy hits the upper post, and then but somehow it rebounds to the other side where there was literally no one there at all, and even though there were players defending right there just initially, and then bang, Adebayo, their striker, scores it 3-2. After that, the game became a bit more hectic in the sense that they were trying to do it. They were throwing the kitchen sink at it. They had like 3 or 4 whipped crossings where if there was an actual player in the box who was attacking it, they could have made it 3-3. I'll be honest, boys. But it is what it is. Luckily, they were not able to do that. And as such, bro, we end the game Chelsea 3, Luton 2. We take those wins. Listen, I know it's against Luton, but Luton have been doing really well. Obviously, they gave Arsenal a hard time. They've given, what's it called? Newcastle lost to them, of course. And, what's it called? Liverpool have drawn to them at home. So, they're really doing something similar to what Burnley did back in the day, where they're really making, like, how for Burnley it was turf more, for Luton it was their own stadium, the Luton Stadium. They're trying to make that really like a fortress. So, listen, man, you need to give those guys kudos, respect for them and their game at the end of the day. And listen, man, shout out to them, man. They did what they needed to do. And, at the end of the day, man, nothing but respect from me personally. That's all I have to say on that one still. So big ups to them. Now, let's move on now to specific mentions of players. I'll start obviously with the main man for me, Cole Palmer. 2 goals today. Played really well, was really effective in his scoring, I would say. In his playmaking, I thought less so. I do think you need to get him to understand when to take his shots, be a bit more selective, like he was at points in this game, and stop like trying to do the shooting thing, shoot fast. Look to create, man. You know what I mean? Your creativity is also really good at Cole Palmer, so that's what I want to see from him more so than anything else personally. So that's something I want to clearly commend and speak about on a level. Now, moving on to the next level, I want to talk about obviously Madueke had a really good performance today. Was really great defensively, also, and this is what also he played really well going forward as well. And that's what happens when a winger has someone that's overlapping him, like Malo Gusto, or as I like to call him, Bueno Gusto. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But that's the point I'm trying to make. When you have that sort of thing, it allows players to do what they need to do, to produce what they need to do. So it is what it is, man. I'm very happy about that 110% of the time. Now, good. I want to give a big up to Nico Jackson. Nico did really good today. Hold up play, was controlling the game really well. Was doing what all the other stuff. Yeah, he wasn't able to get a really good shot on goal today because I feel like he was being a bit more of the that CF playing that CF style of play, in my opinion, more so with Broha being more so the striker. So I want to give him a massive props. I want to give him the respect that he deserves for sure. Obviously, I want to give a massive big up to Petrovic, what he's doing in human teams. Really kept us in the game towards the end of the game when these guys were getting chances scored. He was doing what he needed to do. And in my opinion, bro, I've said this already, Petrovic for me over Sanchez. Petrovic over Sanchez for me every single day of the week. So big up to my boy, Petrovic. So I want to give him the massive props. He deserves that starting spot more so than others. Now, in regards to negatives, I think the midfield today, Caicedo, Gallagher were not great at all. Weren't doing that job. And again, we know that a Gallagher pivot with anyone else is not going to work really well. And Caicedo has not been doing great in this position that he's been given. And I think part of it is because obviously Gallagher's really playing the role that he's meant to be playing. And obviously, I know he's holding the fort, but he needs to do better. He's been like this for the past few games. So Caicedo, man, he needs to up his level. Now, Vlavia, we don't know. It may be just another week or two that he's out and then he comes back in. Obviously, Gujuku, I think is soon come, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And Enzo's back now, so maybe we might see the good old Enzo Caicedo pivot. But from what's going on recently, it's looking like Gallagher, Caicedo pivot with Enzo in the 10 again. You know what I mean? Again, this manager, man, I said that he needs to get sacked. I still maintain that, but he ain't getting sacked anytime soon when you're still doing this type of crooked and hook by crook tactics, yeah? You have to be sacked, bro. It's a sackable offense in my personal opinion. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is, man. But big up to Enzo, by the way. He came on today. I thought it was alright, man. It was a good thing to have him back. Obviously, he's come back after a quiet injury. So hopefully he's good enough and ready enough to start. Obviously, I spoke about Broha, who I think was another negative in the game today. I didn't feel like he played as well as he could have. His shot choice wasn't that great either, and I felt like he was getting bullied a lot of the time, man, on the ball against the Luton defenders. And one of the things that I used to always say about when it came down to my guy Armando Broha was that he was very physical, knew what he needed to do, knew he could handle his business, and I don't really see that from him anymore, bro. I don't really see that from him anymore. So it's kind of like a bit concerning personally from me. So hopefully he's able to rectify that for sure. That's all I'm gonna say on that one still. So that is what it is. But listen, man, hopefully he can rectify that. Hopefully he can do what he needs to do to get back into his OG form. But that's really everything I can say about the game. I think Disasi had one or two errors which were not great, but hopefully the thing is he's had one bad game. hopefully we can just recover from that. And obviously the next game is against Preston, so I don't think a lot of these guys are going to be starting anyway. It's Preston, so it's round 3 of the FA Cup, so nothing too much to play for. But again, guys, that's the video as always. Please make sure to continue to like, share, subscribe. I've been your host, the most of Bridge 258. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, please make sure to stay blue. Boom, boom.